All right. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Soma.
And I'm Chris.
So I'm really excited about this video because they actually don't know what I'm about to ask them or what we're about to talk about. But they said something to me a week ago or so that got me very intrigued, something that I feel many of us relate to. And this was that when you two first met, you liked to always go to Sonic, and you said your diet was very different. And I want to know more about that. I want to know about where you two used to be, why you were there. Let's start there. Let's start with the beginning, and then we'll see where it goes.
I'll go first.
Okay.
When it came to me and food was fuel, but it was more based on volume, and I was in the mindset that my exercise was creating such a voracious appetite that it didn't really matter. I just needed to get food in, and it was only when I discovered the difference between being full and being satisfied that I came to understand what nourishment is versus stuffing myself full of just general food product.
Yeah. So to you, you're like, I'm an active dude. No matter what, I'm not really gonna feel the effects. You were younger. I don't know. You still have a very healthy body and everything now, but
Even though you're old.
yeah. But one of those things I know from my age group, we tend to be like, oh, I can eat whatever because we don't feel the immediate effects, and I think that starts to get less and less the case in general. But it sounds to me like that was a little bit what was happening. You were like burning things off, but you didn't think that there was any sort of negative downside to you eating whatever you wanted.
When I was your age, I worked at a place that just had a big cafeteria downstairs, and all I did all day long was teach classes. I was probably burning 10,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
So I was just give me a plate full of everything. I don't care what it is, just volume. And I was just like, and that was a fair amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I was forming my habits around consumption. I've been slowing down ever since.
Yeah, so like what changed? I want to come to you next,
Yeah.
but just because we're on this path, what do you remember a specific moment or some experiences that happened where this like idea of I just consume started to switch to like, oh, maybe I need to consider quality and that sort of thing?
I recognized that I felt yucky, and I was used to feeling yucky after eating.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started, it was when Soma changed around, when she was retooling after learning about diabetes. And then in that process of the retooling, I was taking on these new nourishing food, and recognizing that I didn't have to feel yucky after I ate all the time.
Okay. So a big part of your switch was connected with your story.
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten to hear yours yet. So tell us
My
where
story.
you started and what
Yes.
how you used to eat and what happened.
Well, and I used to think I ate pretty well.
Yeah.
And, Sonic every once in a while is fine. And we probably ate at Sonic once a week at least. Never been into sodas.
And a fair amount of pizza.
Yeah, we
used
did.
to go and get the
Yeah,
bacon baked pizzas.
Papa John's or
This thick.
John, yeah, the one where you cook it. Anyway,
So
yeah.
at home cooking, right?
Right, exactly. We
That
cooked
counts.
it at home. We just picked it up somewhere first and then prepared all of it. So what I had started noticing is my father's a type 2 diabetic, and I exercise a lot. I have a trainer. I've always been athletic, and I never really there were some times in my life where maybe I struggled with a little bit of weight, but not badly. And I always figured, calories in, calories out. I was believing in that. And I kind of watched, how many calories was it taking in, how many calories was it putting out, and thought it was pretty balanced and that I was doing pretty decently. And then went to my doctor, and they did my first A1C test, which everyone should know what that is. But
What is that?
That is a wonderful test that says basically what your average blood sugar's been over the past 6 weeks, 6 weeks to 3 months. And it's a very useful number in saying what your body's doing with sugar and how much sugar you're getting in. So my A1C number was in the pre-diabetic range, which totally shocked me because I knew I couldn't exercise anymore. So I did the American Diabetic Diet. I was the poster child. I did everything that it said to do. and then started actually feeling pretty badly. I felt bad, but I hadn't really been feeling bad before, or at least not noticing feeling
That
bad.
diet made you feel bad.
But that particular diet made me not feel good. I didn't have energy. I didn't want to exercise as much, which is really key in diabetes. You need to exercise, so when you're not feeling like exercising, that's a problem. So I did it, and I was the poster child, and man, I was doing it, now I'm feeling bad. I went back to my doctor, I was all excited to get my numbers, and they'd actually gotten worse. My
Oh, so it's
A1C
a
number
heavy
had
weight.
actually gotten higher. I wasn't a true diabetic yet, but I hadn't improved, it had gotten worse. And that's when it hit me that something was terribly wrong with what we're telling people to do. So that's when I went back and figured things out. And then my experience was very much that when I would have pain, I would be drawn to certain bad foods. But I realized that they helped me initially and then made me hurt worse the next morning. So that was kind of my experience too, was recognizing pain and recognizing fatigue, and it was very much based on what I had eaten. So turning it around and starting to work on a more plant-based diet and full fats, bringing fat back into our lives was huge. And then learning about the incredible role of fiber as well, of what that means and what fiber is, and it's not just Metamucil and that sort of thing. So, and then definitely the experience of feeling satisfied as opposed to hungry all the time and wondering where my next meal was, and that was huge.
The stuff that we were eating tasted really good. It's
Oh,
tasty.
yeah.
They're really good at making things tasty.
And they sure are.
Yeah.
But that's what I used to chase, was tasty.
Mhm.
And after a while, I just learned to chase satisfaction.
Would you say that your definition of tasty has changed?
Oh,
Big time,
definitely.
big time. It has a lot to do with getting this right. I used to be a lot more. The biggest thing with me was my addiction to bread bakery. I was just there every day. I had to have a cup of coffee and a scone and read paper or whatever. It was just like a regular thing. We went out and while we were gone, we were doing a lot of this transformation. And we came back and I walked over to the bread fully expecting to just get back into the regular routine. I was like,
When we were gone, we were living in New Zealand, so there
Yeah.
were different things.
Yeah.
different foods.
Cleaned up our world.
Wasn't interested. Wasn't
Yeah.
interested. And now I go to bed once in a while, but I find myself much more drawn toward the savory foods and the things that are more salty, savory. Things like pickle juice makes my mouth water now.
Oh God, I'm not there yet, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
So it really sounds like at this point early on, there was very much food controlling your life. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have to go to bread to get that scone or
It was the
Yeah.
sugar and the caffeine.
Whatever.
It was just,
Yeah.
And now it's like a choice of like, you know what, today I'm gonna treat myself to this and I'm gonna enjoy it, but it's not gonna draw me in every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'm curious, what was kind of your initial tweak? Do you remember what that was?
I think it was the smoothies.
Smoothies.
Okay.
It was when we started putting the sweet potatoes in the smoothies.
Yeah.
We're like, wow, they last a long time when you put a sweet.
Yeah.
And my experience with smoothies at first was they'd burn up and burn out and then be hungry again.
Right, because they were mostly, I think, well, a lot of people probably think of a smoothie as fruit juices, maybe
Right.
there's some other stuff, but that's kind of like if you go to Jamba Juice, that's what
Yeah.
you tend to
So
get.
my body would just march through that and I'd be like, bring
Yeah.
me something else.
Right.
And now that's what it's, and it was quite the opposite. We started putting the sweet potatoes and the fiber in there and everything like that. I'd go to like 2 or 3 in the afternoon before I wanted something else. That's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
That is tremendous.
Right.
And just so you all know, the smoothies that we're referring to are a big part of what we like to do here at TLC, and we'll probably do more videos on them. And but the big piece is our smoothies are very much in pursuit of in support of helping our gut biome both get better and then just maintain health. So that sounds like it was what really started to switch things for you. What was your favorite thing at Sonic?
There was some sort of like egg burrito thing. It's been so long now. It was a burrito.
They had some outrageous mega burger with bacon and.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Mega burger.
Mega burger, bacon, everything. Yeah.
So do you all still ever enjoy eating out, or do you still enjoy getting a burger? I
We
mean,
enjoy eating out more than ever, and we enjoy burgers more than ever.
But
the
it's
thing that-
never fast food. We actually had an experience
We're like
coming back.
stalkers for burgers.
Yeah, but they have to be, from restaurants that source local grass-fed beef and that sort of
And
thing,
it's
because we've
satisfying.
learned about that. And we did have an experience with the children. We were driving home for Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. We were all hungry. And we changed, the kids got their diet changed too, and now they're huge advocates of this kind of way of living because it makes them feel good. but all that was open was a Pizza Hut. And we stopped.
We remember what it felt like to feel
Oh,
horrible.
and we felt so bad. The kids were like, "I'd rather die than feel this way." And none of us really finished it. And I think it was Weston said, I would rather die than feel this way ever again.
The other thing that I noticed about the burgers now, is yes, we have them, but no, I don't always crave them.
yeah.
But when I do, when I'm having my burger, Jones, boy, do I get it. I don't rest until I get it, but I don't always Jones for them.
Yeah.
It's only when and as you get more tuned into your system and what it's wanting,
Mhm.
you go chase the thing that you're craving.
We learned how to trust our bodies
Yeah.
and hear what it was wanting. Till this day when I crave potato chips, because I just don't eat them anymore, it's salt.
Mhm.
So it was really fun getting to experiment, and we totally experimented. I had to learn all of these things by why is this making me feel better, and then researching that.
Yeah.
So
I love that. And that's what we love to do here, is being able to support you in that exploration, that you don't necessarily have to go down the rabbit hole online or to whatever health guru is out there, and there's opposing things everywhere. So I appreciate that. And I love talking to you about this because it's fun, because you both, I think, can relate, people can relate to you and where maybe they are or where they have been. And also to show that you can be in optimal health and still go and enjoy yourself and go out with your friends and get a burger or enjoy a fry or ice cream or whatever. It's not about crazy being perfect all the time, but there's some serious changes that can happen, and that your relationship with food has really changed.
Well, it's kind of like when you exercise. For a while there's the work phase, and that's when you're getting yourself to your optimum level. And then there's this thing called maintenance, when you found your sweet spot and you just stay in there. Your resilience is up when you're at your sweet spot in regards to your body chemistry and where you're at. So maintenance is easy, and what you notice is that you can screw up. You go have something over at what's the ice cream place?
Cream Beanery.
The
right?
beanery or the Anyway, you pig out on that, and you realize that food makes you feel yucky again, but then your body kind of is more resilient to things like that.
Well, and what's so cool is it took us probably a year and a half at least to figure out kind of some basic ideas, and I've never seen anyone take that long. Because I think we went through a lot of trial and error, and now are we change what we eat, and have basic principles that we can fall back on. But it really doesn't take that long, but it takes longer than you think it should when you're adapting and changing. And I'd say it took us a year and a half to adjust and adapt and fall back and go forward, and it's so worth it.
I think you can do it faster than that, but
Definitely.
I kind of feel like I can guarantee it in a year, legit, especially if you're doing food-focused fitness.
Yeah. What exactly are you guaranteeing?
A healthier base, an ability to give your body a chance to heal.
It's a baseline of resilience instead of like survival.
Yeah, that's a huge difference, especially in this environment we live in. So, well, thank you both so much for sharing some of your story. I hope you all enjoyed that. If you ever want me to grill them with another question, just send me a little comment and I'll make it happen.
I'd be happy to be grilled.
All right,
Make
until
sure you
next
got it
time.
right.
Bye.